Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Game Timers YouTube channel. I'm Max, and today we have a new series for you. It's called Nostalgia Busters, where we take a look at older things, older games, older movies, older TV shows, whatever we really want that's a little older, and just kind of bust back into them and enjoy them again, or break them down, criticize them if they need it. And today we're looking at Halo Wars, one of my favorite games from the 360, which was a combination or melting of two of my favorite, I guess, series or genres over the years, which was an RTS, similar to the Command and Conquer that we know and love, and Halo. And that speaks for itself. Halo is a great series, a great franchise, and one of the best of all time. And this game merged both of them. It put them together, shook them up, and barfed out Halo Wars, which was really, really good. It was a really fun game. It was also a very simple game. Simple mechanics, where a lot of RTS games, Command and Conquers or whatever, are damn near unplayable on console. Halo Wars was made for console. It's easy to make. The button layout, everything was so smooth that you could literally play it on console and have no problems, which I really, really, really enjoyed. Halo Wars was a type of rock, paper, scissors game where you had your campaign where you could play, as the UNSC and fight off the Covenant. You had your skirmishes where you could basically control, play who against who, with who, however how much you wanted. If you wanted to play against the computer or friends. And then you had your multiplayer where you had to play with your buddy or play by yourself and play against other people. But looking at the game and as the gameplay in general, the gameplay was fun. The gameplay mechanic was really interesting. You always had to kind of be one step ahead or constantly kind of knowing what the enemy team was doing. So the enemy team was building tank or building infantry or building air. You had to counter that or match it. So if the enemy team was building a bunch of tanks, you wanted to build something that took out the tanks, anti-tanks, such as the Hunters or such as the Cobras. If somebody was building building air, building a bunch of Banshees if they're playing Covenant, you wanted to build the anti-air units, whichever ones they were. There was always a this beat this, this beat this, this beat this, these counter these, or these match these, and you always wanted to, play that certain round. It wasn't just let me build 1,000,000 because there was a cap limit of how much you could build. So you had to be cognizant of what you had on the field or what you were trying to build into. You could just build, I want to build 200 units of grunts and just bum rush you, and there's nothing you could do about it. There was a lot of strategies back playing, Command and Conquer, where you could play as a certain unit and build 100 of them and just send them in the enemy base, and if you weren't prepared for it, you're just nothing you could do. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I've been known to do that. Anyway, looking back at this game, I really enjoyed being able to choose not only a certain faction, which you could be the UNSC or you could be the Covenant. And if you want to pick which side you want to be on, you could pick a certain general or leader that had certain abilities or certain things that they changed. And you had to give a bigger element of strategy, a bigger element of choice. So if I wanted to play UNSC, I could be the guy who has the Grizzlies, the mega tank, super tank, real badass tanks. Or I could be the guy that called in the ODSTs. He could just drop ship units of ODSTs anywhere on the map. That was cool. Or you could be the girl who made they took the flying units and turned them, I think they're called Hawks, and they were like a super flying unit. So you could take with your base level units and make them better. And there was also an element of deceit in there. So you could play a certain character, and then so when the enemy team thinks you're going to be building a bunch of these massive super tanks, you build air. and you just bum rush them with air, and then they built everything to destroy the ground units, and then your air units come in and wipe them out. There's always cool elements that you could do against the enemy. Or if you're playing with a buddy, you're saying, look, I'm building all the ground units, all the tanks, you build all the anti-airs, and then y'all just murder because you're like, okay, say, oh no, they got the anti-tanks coming in. Oh, don't worry, I got the things to take out them. It's always a real cool mechanic and a real cool rock paper scissors that you could do in those situations. Or if you wanted to play on the Covenant, you had certain leaders that had different abilities and different specials that made it really cool. You could be a brute chieftain, carry around this massive stun hammer. You could yank over tanks and just beat them down. They couldn't do anything about it. Or you could play the Arbiter, this Naruto running around, dual wielding, plasma sword, the elite sword, running around two of those, and you can actually manually control him and make him bounce around and do tons of damage to the enemy team. Or you can control one of the prophets sitting in his little luxury chair, floating around the map, shooting, fuel rod cannons at people out of his chair, calling down laser beams from the sky. It was always really cool, different mechanics and different units that you could pair and match and throw. But there's only a few of them. There wasn't like you had 12 different of like infantry units and 6 or 7 different tanks. No, you had like 3 main infantry units, 3 main vehicles, 3 main air, and then you had like a special unit that you made out of your primary base that made up your entire army. So it was a very simple concept where if I need this, I buy this. If I need this, I create this. I upgrade this, I updo this. And that's one reason it made playing on console a lot easier, because there was a lot less you had to focus on. But it wasn't like less is bad. It was less is good, and you could also upgrade all your units. So if you had, let's say you're playing Covenant and you wanted to make jackals to take out as anti-infantry, you could upgrade them to a shield. You could upgrade them to the beam rifle, make them even more deadly against those particular the infantry. Or if you want to build hunters for anti-tank, upgrade the fuel rod, upgrade the shields, upgrade to bonded spirit, which gave them more damage. If you're on UNSC, increase different abilities on their units, give them extra guys on the grunt squads. If you could build Spartans, not Master Chief though, not Master Chief. You could build Spartans, give them chain guns, give them the Spartan lasers. You could always upgrade your units to make them more deadly for the particular fight. And you typically wanted to upgrade everything if the match went long enough, because you never knew what you would need to build to counter the enemy team. But the mechanics were sound, the gameplay was sound, the graphics were just fine. They were actually very, very good to look at. Lots of blues, and lots of reds, and lots of the purples and pinks of the Covenant. Very good looking game. It was made, by a good company, but it was a very good looking game, a very well played game, well made game. And I have fond memories. I think it was very, very underrated. I think it could have been so much more. I think it could have been a bigger game. They did make a Halo Wars 2. They did. It was successful enough to make a sequel. And I didn't play it as much as I played as Halo Wars 1. And I think I'll go back and play Halo Wars 2, because I really love 1 so much. But it was such a good game. It still is a good game. I think it could have been, it pushed more. I think it could have been bigger. But that being said, it is a great game. Definitely worth going back and playing it and just reliving the glory days of this game. All right. With that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys enjoyed reliving Halo Wars with me. I hope to get more videos out like this, in this Bust 'em Up Nostalgia Buster series, is reliving these old games. And we'll see. If you like this video, leave a comment below and tell me if there are any other games you would want to see, any other games you would want us to feature. Because we'd love to do it. I'd love to make some more, and that you would like to watch, or that you would be interested in seeing. Then me kind of go back and say, oh, this was cool, that's not so much. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you guys liked it. I plan to make more. If you have not subscribed to the channel, you're missing out. We got good content of all types coming. Nothing is on the table. We do gaming, we do comic books, we do movies. Well, we're going to do movies. Nothing is off limits. This is a new community of gamers and geeks and nerds that we're trying to build and relive or explore new. But we need your help. We need you here. We need you subscribed. We need you watching. Please help us. We'll catch you guys on the next video, and hopefully it won't take as long to get this the next video as it did this video. But we'll see. We'll catch you later, guys.